Peace, 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 collective. How are you? Just checking in, stopping in for a little conversation. I just finished a beautiful building session with an extraordinary creative, and we were discussing how did your creativity get birthed into this realm. And that could be whatever way, whether it's in music, film, production, art, pottery, ceramics, drawing, making jewelry, painting, um, becoming a musician. One of the earliest memories that I have of my cousin Kimball Brown, I remember I wanted to get away from where I was with living with my grandparents and my mom and my siblings, whom I loved everybody, but I just wanted to escape into Philly, and that's where all my the Brown boys, my cousins, lived. And I remember that was the summer that my cousin Kimball decided to play the trumpet. And we were roasting him down to the ground. I mean, he was up there just going at it and practicing and practicing. And we had too many jokes. Now he is a world famous musician, and lives in Japan and has a beautiful family, and is excellent, phenomenal at his craft. What would have happened if he internalized, or we were just being immature? Probably being haters. At the end of the day, we didn't have the courage to do it at that time. Pick up an instrument and just, continue to keep going at it, keep practicing. And I mean, we were being very mean. And he was persistent and courageous, and knew that, I believe he knew that one day he was going to be the best of the best. So there are so many people that are so incredibly talented that have had their creativity stunted by someone who made a remark, said something negative, might not even necessarily wanted to hurt their feelings, were just telling their truth. And in retrospect, that would have derailed their current creative venture or journey, because they would have given up on that opportunity. And so I was speaking to my sister, Leona, my creative partner and my healer, and we were talking about certain things in terms of does all this come from? There are people who just suddenly tap in, right? That's really what it's about, and it's like, wow, I have had this inside of me the whole time. I remember I have always been a writer from, early on, elementary school. And I would write poems and short stories and all that kind of stuff. And I just remember being in certain relationships, and I would say, I'm going to write a book and I'm a writer. And they would be like, "You're not a writer. What are you talking about?" Right? Or, "You don't do that." Again, that is not uncommon. There are people who are so discouraged by the ones who love them the most. You have to be able to tap in and fully receive your gifts, and then continue to work on that. That's something that happened to me last summer when I was at the farm studio in Sedona, and I was able to disconnect from everything and almost everyone except for my immediate family and certain friends. And I knew I was on a mission and a journey. I knew that something was going to come on the other side of that opportunity. And I went the first time to visit one of my beloved and closest friends, and I was able. That was more of like a vacation and a discovery and adventure. And I had an opportunity when I was returning back home. I met someone who I knew was part of my soul tribe, who I knew was not a stranger. I am not one of those people who are silly enough to think that you shouldn't go and travel and meet new people, and that means that they're strangers. Well, they're not strangers. Um, well, they're strangers, but everyone who knows that you will eventually be drawn to your soul tribe, the people who vibrate on your same frequency. So there is a falsehood that people don't reach out or don't connect to other people when they are on vacation or whatever, because they already have their circle of friends. They already have the people that they have met from their hometown, their classmates, their schoolmates, and that's all they need. And they don't. Please, that's not my life at all. I don't care anything about your history with me. How did you treat me? Were you loyal? Can I trust you? Right? Do we vibrate on the same frequency? Do we align with the same things? So how do we know if we don't go out into the world? How do we know where our other soulmates are if we don't go out into the world? How do we know where our collective family, soul family is if we don't go out into the world and meet people who are not like us, but not like us in terms of um, who we grew up with, or who we're used to, or who may even look like us? It's a very dull and boring life if you think that for the rest of your life you're supposed to have the same circle of friends, the same exact job for a lifetime, sometimes even the same partner. You can get mad at me all you want, but I don't believe, just for me personally, um, that we necessarily need to be connected to one person for the rest of our lives. I'm a very multi-dimensional being. And so I don't believe that is true. I don't personally, for me, feel like that you meet the love of your life and you're with them for the rest of your life. If it's meant to be, that's perfectly fine. But I don't believe that's the same for everyone, because we have certain layers to us. I'm not the same person I was 10 years ago, 20 years ago, or 30 years ago. So the person that I would have attracted in on my frequency when I was 20 years old, oh my gosh, I wouldn't even know who that person was now. I wouldn't be able to stomach that person, because at 20 years old, I wasn't the same person I am now, 30, at 40. And I'm not saying every 10 years, just go ahead and turn in your soulmate for a new one, but some people do. um, yeah, and I love the sanctity of marriage and all that stuff. But, like I said, and I'm not dismissing that, please, just hear me out. It is okay to think outside of the box sometimes. Did you know that? It is okay not to have the same opinion, thought, or process as someone else. But I digress. Getting back to that creativity, it's like I had an opportunity to get away and tap in, and I discovered that I love to make jewelry. I discovered that I am a creative. I discovered I have multiple creativity, multitudes of creativity inside of me. And I do believe that that is birthing itself through, whether it is um, with the arts, whether it is with speaking, whether it is with writing, music, or otherwise. But we need to be able to sit still enough to be kind enough to ourselves to understand that we do have, I believe we all have gifts. This has never been about, oh, these people have gifts, this person's a healer, you're not as positive, you're not as this. No, 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 no. We all have gifts. We have to just be able to tap in and do not allow others to discourage us on our journey. But stay tuned. There's a lot more creativity coming through. I'm discovering more things about myself. And I do want to spend the next few months concentrating on doing just that. I'm being divinely led to the next part of my journey. And so that'll be part of the content that I have coming up. I love to travel, as I said before. I will share some of my journey, but I will not share all. I am not open to share all of my life and all of my journey. I am happy to share some of that. So some of the traveling journey you will see, I will take you with me, as I said before in previous videos, and I will also be displaying some of the artwork and some of the beautiful creative projects that I am birthing at this very moment. So stay tuned. I appreciate you coming on in, and I hope you enjoyed this lovely chat, because I certainly have. And I look forward to seeing you again, God willing. Peace.